Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. We are doing podcast number 189 today. All the notes are always at elevateyourlife.com, and we're continuing our series about health. So we've been working all year here, talking about the 5 pillars of health. We're on supplements now, and we've been going through the body and the different functions of the body and how to take care of each function. Today, last week, we did the gut immune connection, which was super interesting. We talked about how 80% of your immune system resides inside your gut. So if you haven't listened to podcast 188 yet, go back, listen to that, because today, when we're talking about the immune system, 80% of it, goes back to the last podcast we did. But Cheryl, this podcast is so important. We talked about the heart maybe 4 or 5 podcasts ago. Yep. Now we're talking about, things like cancer, even the common cold. I just got through with a head cold last week, and just all these different sicknesses going around, stomach viruses, all these things. And people want to know, probably more than anything else, how do I stop these things? How do I prevent them? If I get one, what can I do? And how do I prevent it in the first place? So I'm super excited about this podcast. I think it's going to be one of the most listened to that we've ever done. And let's get started.
Well, it's what everyone's interested in, right? Just like you said, how do I stay healthy? How do I support and build a great immune system? I mean, that's really what it's all about. And I just wanted to start with this quote, Paul. I love this quote. So a healthy person has 1,000 dreams. Dream about everything, right? When you're healthy. But a sick person has but one. And I love that because I've worked for for like 28 years now on helping people get healthy. And it's so true. Every person that I've worked with that is not healthy has one dream, and that is to be healthy and to get healthy. So I'm super excited to talk about the immune system. And let me just say, I do think it's crazy that 80% of it is in your gut. So if you don't have a good gut, right? We talked about that last time. Then you're not going to have a great immune system.
No,
but
sir.
Let's talk a little bit about the immune system. And we know that it's the natural defense mechanism against infections and diseases. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. So infections. So an infection occurs when microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, or parasites enter the body and cause harm. And then as they do their things in your body, then that's when you become sick, right? So now you're sick. So let's just talk for a second about types of infections. There's a bacterial infection, viral infection, fungal infections, and then of course we just talked a little bit about parasites. Now the bacterial infection, that's caused by a bacteria. It's a single cell organism that multiplies or releases toxins in the body, right? So strep throat is a bacterial infection, just like a urinary tract infection is. So a viral infection, these are caused by the viruses. And we found out a lot about viruses, didn't we, Paul, a couple years back with COVID.
A little too much.
Yeah, a little too much is right. That's absolutely true. Now, fungal infection, so that's caused by fungi. And that can infect the skin, lungs, eyes, liver, or brain. So yeah, like ringworm, athlete's foot, or another one I think too is black mold, right? Mm-hmm. That really affects the lungs really bad too. Oh, I've worked with some people that have had that, and that is just so harsh. And then, of course, parasites, right? And those can get spread through a number of different ways: insect bites, contaminated food or water. And an example of that is malaria. Okay, so diseases. Let's talk a little bit about that. We've talked a lot about these, Paul, because they're so prevalent. All of these diseases are so prevalent in our lives today. So heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, arthritis, and Alzheimer's disease, right? All of those are diseases. And, it just seems, Paul, that there's just a new 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 every single day. I mean, every time I'm turning around, there's something new out there, right? But what we need to really start thinking about is that your immune system is like your personal army. Okay, so your immune system is your personal army, and it's constantly 24/7 working to keep you healthy and protected.
Yeah, so important. I mean, again, the reason why I think this will be the most downloaded podcast we've done is because people are they want to prevent the common cold. Whether you had COVID-19 or not, COVID-20 probably is going to come someday. People are suffering from so many different things. And then when you get to the diseases of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, all those things you rattled off, those are the things that people are most concerned about, want to absolutely prevent in their lives. So getting your immune system right has got to be priority number one. And I love that quote you opened with, because it just, unless, if you're not putting health at number one, you need to reassess your priority list there. So the immune system works through a complex network of cells and tissues and organs all working together. It's fascinating understanding how this immune system of yours works. So there's a couple lines of defense in our body. So we have a first line of defense where there's physical barriers like your skin and mucus. And then there's chemical barriers like your stomach acid and different enzymes in your body. And then biological barriers where there's this beneficial bacteria. When we take probiotics, we develop this beneficial flora inside of our guts that help prevent bad things from happening. And then on the cell level, we have all these different cells working, and it's hard to keep, understand them all or keep, count of all of these because there's so much stuff going on. But there's white blood cells that identify and destroy threats. And then you got your B cells that produce antibodies. And then you got your T cells. We got a whole alphabet going on here that directly attack infected cells. And then, of course, your natural killer cells that target virus infected cells and cancer cells. So, wow, all these different cells working on your behalf. So I look at this and I love what you said, Cheryl, about army. So you think of army. So you got the white blood cells and the B cells and the T cells and the killer cells, all these different, you got your Army, Navy, Marines and Air Force. Yeah. And they're all working together to save you, and protect you. Yeah. So it's so fascinating, but you gotta give your body what it needs. If you give your body what it needs, it can do amazing things. But if you don't give it the supplements it needs, it won't function. All these things it's supposed to do, it can't do. So it's not like these supplements are the things that are actually protecting you. It's these different cells, the white blood cells, the B cells, the T cells, and the killer cells, and the first lines of defense that are protecting you. But if those things aren't at 100% and they're compromised, that's when things can sneak in and get you, and then we're quote unquote sick, and then getting rid of this, difficult, very difficult. Once they invade and get in,
that's right. Yeah. And I'd like to be clear about one thing. As you were talking about that, I just kind of started thinking about, supplementation and the importance of that. Now, back in the day, 200, 300 years ago, it wasn't necessary to supplement because we could get what we needed in our beautifully grown gardens out back in the North 40. And that's how we got
in the what?
I had to throw that in. Yeah. That's a farm term. But that's how we got what we needed. And the stuff was in the soil. So then it came up through our plants, then we ate our plants, and that's how we were able to get.
And we didn't eat so bad either. We didn't have all this sugar or these dyes or processed food or any of that stuff.
No, we didn't have any of it. But now that's really the American diet, right? Yeah. That's what's happening. People are eating things with nothing in it. They're not supplementing at all. And I understand, Paul, that can be really confusing to people. And I'm so grateful that we've been able to kind of dispel those, people getting all frustrated and confused and about so many things out there. And so I love it when you said that all you have to do really is just give your body everything that it needs and it can do amazing things. That's so true. Like you said, it's not magical. Our bodies are magical, but we just need to give them the correct supplements because it's not in our food anymore. It's not in the soil. You're not going to get it. I don't care how great of an organic eater you are. That just means there's no pesticides. It doesn't mean there's anything great in our foods. So let's talk a little bit about that and about some of the products that we've come across in the past 30 years that really have made a huge difference in our lives. And the first one, let's just talk for a minute about the gut. This is so important to get your gut right. And I think that it's been fascinating over 28 years to see the decline in gut health in people, right?
Yeah.
It's just really gotten so bad. So what we love a product called Ultimate Microbiome, right? And that's kind of that's what they call your whole gut area, right? Is the microbiome inside.
Yep.
It's the microbiome of your gut, but it's called Ultimate Microbiome. It's got some fantastic products in it. It's got I-26, which if you don't know much about that, you've got to see the little video that we did with Dr. Winkle on that. That is just absolutely fantastic. It's got probiotics in it, super important, enzymes to help with the digestion of food. And then, of course, my favorite, I love mushrooms, like really love them. You're not going to be able to taste them, so it doesn't matter if you like them, but they're so good for you. Such a great product to really get your gut right.
It really, really is. And you can take all these things separate. You can buy these things separate, but I love this one product because all of it's together in the right ratios. And so you take one scoop if you're kind of already kind of healthy and kind of maintaining things, 2 scoops if you want to be me and Cheryl, where we're like ultra concerned about staying healthy. And or if you're feeling a little sick, something coming on, definitely up to 2 scoops a day. And wow, this does, again, I would say it's 80% because it's the gut that we're trying to get strong here. Let's jump into the immune system, actually, Cheryl, now. So not that the gut isn't, it's 80% of it, but now we're going to talk about my new favorite word in the world is layering. So we're going to layer things on top of that to make sure that our immune system is functioning at 100%. That is the goal here. That's the result we want, for sure. So first one, our favorite is selenium. It's the most important antioxidant. If we could sit here for the next 2 weeks and talk about selenium, because there's so many things that this one little mineral that costs like 10 cents a day to take. It does so many things. But talk to us, Cheryl, about selenium and the power of it.
I love selenium. Selenium is probably one of my very favorite products. And I mean, we didn't even mention in here the fantastic, I know that there's been some structure function claims that have gone all the way through the whole court process with this one product, in that it really helps with so many different kinds of cancer too. So for me, if you're looking for something to take that's really going to make a huge difference for your immune system, it's going to be selenium. It helps protect immune cells from oxidative stress and damage. And it enhances the body's natural defense mechanisms against infections. Yeah.
So important. Take selenium. It's good for your eyes, your skin. I mean, we could go on and on and on about all the things it does, but it is my favorite mineral for sure.
Yep.
Next, I recommend vitamin C. Now, vitamin C we hear so much about it. It's a super powerful antioxidant, first of all, but it plays several critical roles in supporting immune function.
Yeah, this one, I mean, and I think we've all heard of this, right? Vitamin C. I mean, that's kind of just one that's out there that's always like, oh yeah, take some vitamin C. You're not feeling well, take vitamin C, which I completely agree with. Let's not forget the other 89 things you need. But vitamin C is certainly important. It stimulates the production of function of white blood cells. We talked a little bit about the cells. It helps protect cells from harmful free radicals, supports the skin barrier function as a first line of defense, super important, and promotes faster healing and recovery. I love that, Paul. Let me tell you one more thing that I just noticed about this. So supports the skin's barrier function as the first line of defense. So the thing I love about our bodies is there's not just one line of defense, right? We got them all. We got the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force. I love that. Actually, that's a fantastic analogy.
It is. It really
but
is.
You've got, we really do. And thank you to everyone who has served our country and served in the military. We appreciate and love each one of you. But I love this whole idea of making sure that like you're saying, layering things so that in fact, each layer you have against the disease or against the parasites or against, the viruses, there's going to be, there's something there that's going to be super helpful for you and your body.
Yep. And just to be crystal clear, because we do this on every single podcast and we feel this is super, super important to mention that there's 90 essential nutrients. That is the foundation. So when we mention layering, we mean on top of that. That is what we mean by layering. Now, vitamin C is one of the 90 essential nutrients. But when you're not feeling well, this is one when we're going to go through a bunch of the actual supplements that we recommend, that we went out and found that are the best type of vitamin C or the best selenium out there, for instance. And then we love this one chewable vitamin C that's absolutely fantastic, that you'll take extra when you're feeling a little worn out, a little run down. And this will, again, we want to keep your immune system at 100%. So you can actually feel it. Like, I feel a little run down. So you want to maybe take a couple extra 100 milligrams, a couple thousand milligrams actually, extra a day to boost that up. The next one, again, another one of the 90 essential nutrients that is critical in the immune system is vitamin D3.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot about that in the news too. I mean, every time I turn something on, it's vitamin D, vitamin D. Oh my gosh, I'm low in vitamin D. Get out in the sun. And I believe that the sun, if you have it and you can get out in it, that is going to be so helpful.
If you have it, that's the key, Sharon.
Yeah. And this is essential. It really is. It supports healthy immune cell function and promotes bone health and immune system balance. Got to have it.
Yep.
Vitamin D3.
Another one of the 90 that we want to layer, have a little extra of in times when we're feeling run down, and just to keep our immune system working at 100%, is zinc. Another super, super important mineral, plays several critical roles in the immune system function.
Yeah. And Paul, I love that we're kind of going through each one of these and just explaining to people a little bit about what they do. And it's not like you have to know all of this or remember it, but just remember, hey, listen, I might need a little more zinc. But what that does is it supports the development and function of immune cells. Yeah. Helps produce and activate the T cells, acts as an antioxidant, and helps fight inflammation, which is what I'm seeing most people have today, is some sort of inflammation in their bodies. So the zinc's gonna help with that. And then it supports protein synthesis and cell growth, which is vital for immune cell production. There's so many different little tiny things that each of these do.
Really, really, absolutely true. And so we kind of went over the we're gonna go like the second layer. So we got the 90 as our first layer, and then we're gonna have the ultimate microbiome. We're going to have the selenium, we're going to have the vitamin C, the vitamin D, and the zinc. So those are things that are in the 90 already that we're layering on top of that healthy body pack that we recommend people taking, just to get some extra of these vitamins and minerals, key vitamins and minerals, 2 vitamins, 2 minerals, that would really boost your immune system, keeping it at 100%. Now we're going to jump into some, we're going to say nice to have supplements, because they're not part of the 90, but these are like, will rock your immune system and make it rock solid. I mean, these are fantastic things we're going to recommend to you now that are super advanced, that really make the body overcome things. And actually, I love to take them just to protect myself from ever getting anything bad. One of my favorite quotes is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah.
So let's do all we can to prevent it. And I'm going to start with my new favorite product, which is Nano Balance. It's got this curcumin in it. It's got the Manuka honey, which is super, super good for your immune system, the thyme oil, and then the black pepper to make it all work 100%.
Yeah, I love that. We found that with the Life Force company, and I just absolutely love this product myself. It does so many fantastic things. Supports a healthy inflammatory response in your body, helps maintain cellular health and immune system balance, provides antioxidant support to protect immune cells, and also assists in maintaining optimal immune system performances. So it's like all of these different things working together to give you the best immune system that you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Which I love. And by the way, stop eating sugar.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just thought I'd throw that in there, because that's really not good for you.
Kill your immune system.
Exactly.
So the next product we're going to talk about is turmeric. So we found a great supplement. It's just absolutely pure turmeric. It's all it is. It's all it is in it. Now the magic inside of turmeric is curcumin, which we just mentioned in Nano Balance. So this is kind of maybe double dosing on the curcumin, but there's so many other benefits to turmeric that I love, Cheryl. I mean, it really it's really just a powerful immune system support in so many different ways.
Yeah, and I think it helps a lot with detoxing the liver too. If I'm not
absolutely
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken on that. But yeah, So Paul already mentioned the curcumin that's in this turmeric, and then also it supports a healthy inflammatory response. And I keep hearing that over and over, Paul, with these different products. And to be honest, inflammation, I think, is one of the main problems that people have, and it's super hard to get rid of and to really get your body into a place where it's not inflamed. And so just taking these products, I think, helps so much. And then, of course, the turmeric promotes overall immune system health.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you hear so much about it in the news and media for forever. This isn't something that we just discovered. It's been around for thousands of years. So it's been used for everything. So to not have it in your arsenal would be crazy. So I absolutely take this every single day. Now, Cheryl, I cannot believe it took us 15, 20 minutes to get to this next one. Well, but it's our favorite. It's
I don't know. I think maybe we should have moved it up, Paul.
We should have moved it up. Yeah. So this product was actually featured in The Truth About Cancer. So if you read the book or see the series, documentary series on The Truth About Cancer, it is the number one thing recommended. It actually makes your immune system smarter.
Yeah.
And if you just go to PubMed.gov, and it's a government website, PubMed.gov, and type in beta glucan. So it's BATA. Is it BE?
I think it's BETA.
Yeah, it's BETA. That's right. Got it wrong here in my notes. BETA and then GLUCAN. And just type that in there and then space cancer. And there are like 10,000 articles written.
Oh, there's more. There's over 30,000.
30,000. Okay. I knew it was an enormous number.
It's in the thousands.
Yeah. So do that. You can read a couple of those and you'll start to see. Actually, we'll post a link in here. It's a third party. It's just beta glucan information about all the things it does. And it is, we should just do a whole podcast just on that alone because it is such a powerful nutrient.
Well, and we've met so many people that it has literally saved their lives.
Oh, it's crazy.
I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. But we
actually have a lotion too, a Trinity lotion that we'll go over in the shopping cart later.
I love it.
You could rub it on. And I had that big burn. Remember, I had that spill on my hand. I mean, my hand looked like I was in some kind of horror movie.
It was really weird.
Yeah, to say the least. It looked like Halloween. But it killed. And the only thing that helped it was this Trinity lotion with the beta glucan in it. So,
and it helps. Like I have it. I always carry it like to the beach and everything. Because if ever you get a little too much sun or whatever, you put it on, you won't peel, you won't blister, you won't nothing. And it's like gone the next day. It's like unbelievable. So that's the magic, the Trinity lotion.
I'm gonna bathe in that stuff.
Yeah. So a couple of other things that it does is it stimulates and enhances the function of macrophages. That's immune cells that engulf and destroy pathogens, which we definitely need. It activates other immune cells like the natural killer cells. By the way, whoever decided to name it that, I really like that.
Hey, hats off to you.
Yeah. The natural killer cells and the T cells to strengthen the immune response, helps maintain the balance of the immune system. Just so that it prevents overreaction or underreaction, right? So it's a very delicate balance. And then it supports the body's natural defense mechanisms against bacteria and viruses.
Yeah. It's such a crazy concept too, Cheryl. People have a hard time understanding this or trying to reason with it, why our bodies kind of overreact to certain things. And then of course it underreacts to certain things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just like, we were talking about this the other day about how if you have a fever, the first thing a lot of parents want to do for a child is, got to give him some aspirin. Oh my gosh, he's burning up.
Oh yeah.
The fever is there to help you.
Yeah.
Another thing that I just learned recently, I think we talked about this too, was that how cancer saves your life.
Oh yeah.
So cancer, a tumor, is actually a bunch of cells that engulfed all these toxins.
Right.
And it protected you. You'd be dead if that tumor didn't form. And then the first thing a doctor wants to do is poke a hole in it and take a biopsy, which releases all the toxins that were inside that tumor.
Yeah, that your body's
spread throughout your whole body.
Hard. Yeah.
So it's funny how, and then really in inflammation, how it's become a huge problem, but really it's there to save your life. It's kind of like the airbags in your car, where it is there to, if you sprain your ankle, it gets has inflammation in it, and that's there to protect all the injured area. So we all look at these things as like the problem, but they're actually the thing that's helping you the most. So it's interesting, but it does. Our bodies do at times overreact to things. For instance, with especially with like insulin, like we'll eat X amount of carbohydrates, and our bodies, for whatever reason, will produce way more than it should. It'll overreact to the situation. So this beta glucan actually gets your body to do what it's supposed to do with things. It makes your body smarter, actually, or do it. I shouldn't say smarter, but it gets it where it should react the way it's supposed to react instead of underreact or overreact to certain situations. So, because obviously, if you have a fever, 104 or get higher, that's not a good thing either. So it's kind of overreacting to certain situations. Let's move on to mushroom coffee. So we kind of mentioned this a little bit before because there's a lot of mushrooms in the microbiome, but I drink this every single day. It is great. For, it supports the immune function and through so many different mechanisms.
Yeah, I love the mushroom coffee. I love mushrooms is my whole thing. I just love that the coffee has mushrooms in it. And I don't even drink coffee, but I do love the mushrooms. So I think that they're so good for you. And
there's 10 different ones in this coffee too, which is just crazy good.
Yeah. So a couple of things that the mushroom coffee does, it's rich in antioxidants that protect immune cells from oxidative stress, super important. It contains bioactive compounds like the beta glucans and polysaccharides that enhance immune cell activity. And then again, I love this. It supports that natural killer cell function and antibody production. So antibody production. So I love all of the things that this mushroom coffee does.
Yeah, absolutely. I have every single day and I feel great using it. I feel very even. So, coffee can tend to jack you up a little bit and actually you hear some negative things about it, but here's something that's a healthy coffee to drink. And it costs just the same, if not less. So, that's so fantastic. So next, actually we got we got a liquid coming up and then 2 different powder drinks that are fantastic just to have on the side. So Z Radical is a great drink. It's got this magical ingredient in it called fucoidan. That's a natural compound found in brown seaweed that provides significant immune system support.
Yeah, I love this. A couple of things it does. It stimulates the immune system's response to pathogens. And then again, supports a healthy inflammatory response in the body. And promotes the production of important immune system compounds. And I think one of the things I love about this is how fantastic it tastes.
Yeah, super good tasting. This is something you'll become addicted to just because you'll enjoy taking it because it's just 1 ounce. We take 1 ounce a day. You could take 2 ounces a day when you're sick, and it's absolutely fantastic. And then, Cheryl, we have 2 like super juice drinks. I actually played a major role in producing the Saxy. But there was a time in history about maybe 20 years ago that there was all these super juice wars, like, is acai the best, or mangosteen, or this or that, or so what we did is we kind of poured them all into one. So it's the super juice of super juices, I like to call it. So there's Saxy, which tastes phenomenal, and really Coreo. They both do this kind of the same thing. This is just something that while you're going throughout your day and you don't want to drink maybe plain water, you can I dump a packet into this in my water. Saxy, go through, maybe it takes me 3 or 4 hours to drink it, sipping on it. And it does so many great things for your immune system, like everything we just talked about with helping with it help protecting our cells and this really getting our immune system back up to 100%. And the Coreo does the same thing. It's just a little bit different of taste. I think it's more like a I would call it a fruit punch kind of taste, as opposed to Saxy is more of a grape taste. Or what would you?
I think that they all taste fantastic.
They do.
Right. I mean, and I love that about the products here that we picked, that they just taste so good. Kids will love them. I think it's super important, not only for grown-ups, but for adolescents. I think more than anything, they need these things just as much as a full-grown adult does, maybe even more, as we're talking about these.
So I'll just rip one of these open, put it in 25 ounces of water, and sip it for the next 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, absolutely love it. So
then, Cheryl, we have this. I know we again could do a whole podcast on this muscadine grape, which is fascinating concept. And we went to a whole seminar, and was it North Carolina or South Carolina? Where they grown?
North, south.
South.
I'm pretty sure it's South Carolina.
One of those states that only grows the muscadine grape.
Yeah.
It's got tons of health benefits to it. So it's super, super fascinating. You can either take this in a capsule, or you could take this extract that we have that is really powerful. If you want to get super serious about taking care of your immune system, this is the way to go.
Yeah, and I love that it has the polyphenols in there too. I mean, sometimes, especially if you're on the carnivore diet, a lot of times you're not going to get those polyphenols that you get in like fruits and veggies. So this is a perfect way to get that.
Yeah.
And
now, if you are feeling sick, you do feel something coming on. There's a great product we're going to talk about called Killer Biotics, which is a probiotic supplement that supports the immune system in several ways. Actually, if you read the ingredient list on this, it's crazy. It's got like everything in the kitchen sink on it. And I recommend taking 2 of these every 3 hours. So you take 2, 4, 6 a day for 5 days.
Yep.
So it's like one of those Z-Packs, but it's just all natural. And it won't destroy all the good stuff in your body. So 6 a day for 5 days. I don't care what you got. You're not going to have anymore.
Well, that's exactly right, Paul, because it helps kill off the bad bacteria or viruses. It promotes healthy gut microbiome balance. So it's working in your gut to help that have more balance. It supports intestinal barrier function and gut integrity. And then it helps maintain, just like Paul said, the beneficial bacteria in your digestive system.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got 2 Good Herbs products. So the Good Herbs are our liquid herbal products that we recommend. It's a whole line, does all kinds of stuff. There's 2 of them specifically made for the immune system. One is called Super Olive, which in my opinion, as soon as you take it underneath, so you put these droppers and you put 3 droppers under your tongue 3 times a day if you have something that's coming on. You can tell from the second you put it under your tongue that this stuff will kill anything. I mean, it is freaking powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. I think that the herbs are absolutely fantastic. And especially if you've got something coming on, that's the perfect way to do it. The Super Olive fights pathogens. It helps modulate the immune response for optimal function, supports the body's natural inflammatory response again, and then helps with those healthy white blood cell function.
Yeah. And then immune support for Good Herbs is a good 1-2 punch with the Super Olive that can just really fix anything.
Yeah, I love that. And I want to talk real quick, just in closing, about the First Defense essential oil, because I absolutely love that. If you feel anything and you're starting to get like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling a little, maybe your nose is a little stuffy, whatever it is, all you have to do is put a couple of drops of this on your feet at night. And oh man alive, it is absolutely awesome. It specifically supports the respiratory system and then provides the immune supporting properties. So I absolutely love that essential oil called First Defense.
Yeah. I remember when I first met you, and I think I was felt kind of run down, like kind of when we first met, you're like, oh, Paul, you got to rub this in the bottom of your foot. I'm like, what? Like, this woman's crazy. But it really worked.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. And I know you said you did it with your kids.
Oh yeah.
As they were growing up, and they never were sick.
There's one for little kids called Be Well. Okay. And that's a fantastic one. So the First Defense might be, especially if they're quite young, might be a little bit strong, but the Be Well one on the bottom of their feet, oh my gosh, you'll have a new child.
So if you click on the link below here, it's going to take you to the shopping cart. And in there, you're going to see the I-26, the microbiome, the Saxi Killer Biotic, everything we talked about here, the nanobalance. I mean, everything, the fucoidan, beta-glucan, it's all here. The selenium, the mushroom coffee, the turmeric, vitamin D, and the vitamin C chewables. So it's all there. Click on it. If you need help picking anything out, get back with your certified holistic health coach. Get a hold of Cheryl or me, and we will help you as well pick out, like, okay, that was a lot. Like, what do I really, really, really need? And depending on your situation, we'll be able to direct you one way or the other on which one of these. You can take them all, of course. It's just layering. You can never overdose on this. But I'm sure you're going to be wondering, for my situation, what would be best for me to take and have just on hand in case. So we can direct you in the right direction with all that.
Yeah, and just you guys remember, it all starts with the foundation, right? Which is the 90 essential nutrients. I know, and I think we could probably say this for the rest of our lives, which I'm sure we probably will be, but the importance of that and how everything works together and everything helps out everything else. I know you guys have heard, oh, well, it's magnesium and calcium together. Yeah, it's that and something from the other 90, at all times. Everything needs something else to work.
Yeah. I mean, we get a call every day and people, well, I'm taking my beta glucan. You told me this was the ultimate immune system thing and it's not working. Well, I'm like, well, what else are you taking? Are you taking the 90? No. Well, if you don't have the foundation to your house, the whole thing's going to collapse.
That's right.
So you can't take any of these things unless you have the foundation first. It will not work. You got to take the foundation and then layer this on top of it.
Oh my gosh. Talking about this stuff gets me so excited. I think because I've seen so many people get better and really become well and really take control of their health. So it's been so much fun and been a real pleasure spending time with you guys today. Stay committed and stay consistent. And remember, you have the power to elevate your life and the lives of those